Holy sh! You have got to play Dave the Diver. Why? Well, you see, Dave the Diver is a game, but it's a good one because of how much the love and attention to detail reflect on the gameplay and story. You go into this game expecting to catch some fish, serve them in a restaurant, rinse and repeat. But time and time again, you're blown away with all these interesting encounters. One minute you're fighting a kraken for some Nami action figure because some chubby weeb demanded, then the next minute you're fighting some mecha environmentalist who can't even do his job right. And if you think about it, with the current knowledge that we have of the ocean, this game might actually be canon, guys. There are so many aspects of Dave the Diver that makes this game very enjoyable. So I'm gonna quickly do a little breakdown here and go over the things that make me want to shove this game down all of my friends' throats. Homo intended, of course. Anyway, number 1. Working in a sushi restaurant was a feature in this game that I did not expect to love so much. Oh, this guy's pissed, Hurry the fuck up! The biggest reason behind my love for it is the fact that it doesn't really drag or become overcomplicated. You set the menu for the day, grab a little plate, run across the bar, serve the food, flirt with the customers, and run back to the cooks. Rinse and repeat. But within this process, there are these mini games within what already feels like a mini game, as you gotta restock on the wasabi or pour drinks. Pouring the beer always stresses me out, so I always leave it to my lovely employee. Look at her, she's a natural. And before you know it, the job is done. This part of the game has gotta be like 2 minutes max. But once the day is over, you're basically the manager of the place, as you gotta take it upon yourself to advertise your place and find new employees. Doing the work of a manager has never been so fucking fun. I got to hire a kawaii anime woman. Anyway, to further add on to the liveliness of Dave the Diver, they throw in these events for the sushi bar that encourage you to cook these dishes that are specific for the theme. Take the jellyfish rave event for example. I had to bust my ass hunting down these jellyfish for those motherfuckers. But at least it was fun to do. Overall, this little Diner Dash experience was so well done that I wouldn't even mind if this was a standalone game. Now in the kitchen, Dave is just your average guy. But in the water, this man is a fucking G. The things that they make him do is nothing short of the task that Poseidon himself probably does. Because as you go on these dives to complete quests, you'll encounter some wild things like throwing hands with random pirates who are trying to steal his dolphin's girl, discovering and aiding an underwater civilization, slaying behemoths of the sea, and even pulling aquatic women. This game just offers some of the most bizarre but charming missions that leave an impression on you. And the best part is, there's no pressure when it comes to completing the missions either. If you want to just relax on your dives, explore the water, or simply harass the sharks with the weapons you find around the map, you totally can. But once you dilly-dally long enough, you'll want to continue the story as it progresses the map and brings upon new activities to do, like horse races. Keep up the pace, motherfucker! And as for the diving itself, it's fun. But of course, that's what's expected from a diving game. Simply going around and collecting things with the beautiful scenery is more than enough to provide a good time while casually catching fish or collecting materials to further upgrade your diving gear and weapons. But the game takes it a step further by changing up the mechanic for how you catch fish depending on the type of harpoon you use. For example, with the poison one, you gotta rotate the joystick a certain way. With the sleepy one, you gotta click the buttons that are shown on the screen. I always fuck this one up. Then they come up with even more ways to collect fish, such as using the net gun, putting them to sleep with tranquilizers, kidnapping them with submarines, or simply beating the shit out of them. It's little touches like this that mean so much to me because it prevents this repetitive task of collecting fish from becoming stale. Most games don't go this far to keep the gameplay loop feeling fresh. So as I played on, it was so nice to see this level of care and attention to detail being applied to almost every single aspect of the game. That includes the NPCs. God, he's so fucking loose ass. Catch him! The NPCs in Dave the Diver are easily my favorite part of the game because of just how much personality they're given. Now, my connection with these characters was not built so much through their dialogue or appearance, but rather it was built through their social media page and over-the-top animations for silly things. Watching the Weebish man craft a gun or the chef cook up a new dish would literally put a smile on my face because you could just feel the love and passion put into these animations. I mean, just watch this shit. Mwah. Masterpiece. The same can be said about the social media within the game as well. Going through the things that the customers would post felt real enough for me, to the point where I would spam like this woman's pictures just to get her attention. The developers did not need to go this far for such a silly little gimmick, but they did, and I respect them so much for it. Now, I don't really want to go too much further into this game. I feel like with most of the content, you should just go and discover yourself, and I'm just too lazy to explain all of it. But overall, Dave the Diver was a game developed with passion, and that's pretty much the point that I wanted to jam into your brain. Most of the features within this game were just small, silly things, but they weren't treated that way. Like when they threw this short rhythm game at me, it did not feel half-assed because I enjoyed the hell out of this. So yeah, play Dave the Diver, and feel free to subscribe if you like hearing me talk. Goodbye now.